Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be working on our island game. So we haven't been making these games for a long time now, probably about 2 months. But we're going to be back from today. From today should be fairly frequent. So hopefully one every day this week and next week. We're not going to be doing weekends, just mainly Monday to Friday. We might cut it down to maybe Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, depending on how it goes. But we're going to jump back into our island survival game, and we are going to start working on it. I haven't even opened it for probably like 3-4 months maybe since our last episode, so I don't quite know where we are or what's working. So let's jump into it and see what's happening. So let's play the game quickly. So I know that we have a few islands in our game. We apparently have a menu here that doesn't really work, so we need to fix that. Okay, but let's take a look around our scene. So we have, well, I think this is our main island that we've been working on. So our first person controller is over here. I do believe that we implemented the picking up of the tree as well as cutting it down. Actually, I know we did the cutting it down. I'm not sure if we did the picking it up, but we'll figure that out when we start playing. Actually, let's go do that now. First of all, let's go and disable our where's our project file. So assets, in our scripts folder we should have a game manager, and that should pause our game. So let's go disable that so we don't pause our game when this opens, and then that way we can see if we can actually, before we do that, let's just go to, where is it? Let's play the game, and then in our hierarchy we can just disable it over here, so that way we don't have to change any code. So on our canvas, the game paused panel, let's go and disable that. Now we should be able to roam around our scene, and we should be able to break some trees down. Okay, so that breaks down. Now I can't remember if we've managed to pick these up, which we haven't. Okay, so that's fine. So we're not going to be doing that in today's video. We'll probably do that in one of the other videos. Also, we need to fix all of that. But what I want to do in today's video is I want to start off small. So as you can see here, our island map is quite large, which at the moment is not what I want, because we don't really have any use for all of these. So we're just going to go and get rid of those. And then I think we'll just leave this island how it is for now, and then we'll start working on like building this island up. And then later on in the game series, we can go and expand on the map and make it bigger if we need to. But for now, let's go and get rid of those islands. So let's go to our terrain, which is over here. Here it is. So now we need to go and get rid of all of these islands. Actually, where's our terrain? Here's our terrain. I want to... that's not going to work. Let's see. Scale is at 1. We might have to scrap that. Actually, no, that's not going to work. We'll leave it how it is for now, and we'll just go and get rid of all of that for now. And then, I mean, we don't really have to. You know what? Let's just leave that, because we don't need to do that. We're just not going to go to those islands yet. We'll use them in a later episode. So let's go and disable this so that we don't get it keep on popping up and pausing the game, because I don't think we've implemented those buttons yet. But here is our game. We now need to, let's go and put in our aim points. We disabled those, so let's go and enable those. So now we should be able to see our aim point wherever it is when we play the game. So now when we go to a tree like this one, I don't know if we've done all of them, but if we press on it a few times, I think it's random the amount of times you have to press on it, because that's kind of like going to simulate the tree's health, because we don't really want the tree to be all the trees to break at the same time with the same amount of clicks. So we introduced a random variable to it, so that it's all different. So let's see, can we break that one? Yeah, we can break that one, and we can break this one. Also, just to make it even, okay, now we're not going to do that. I was going to say we could introduce a feature to the game where not all of the trees are breakable, but we don't really need to do that in today's episode, so we'll scrap that idea and maybe introduce that into a later episode. So let's go and see what we want to do. So I now can see that, where am I going? Where's our trees? There they are. Let's go to our trees quick and see. So when we break one down, or when we tap on one, we have a bunch of cylinders that get spawned into the scene. Now we need to be able to pick those up. So let's go and see what we're doing. So on our log1 clone, do we have a script? No, we don't. On our log2, we don't have a script. So let's first of all, let's go to our cut tree script and let's just go and see what we're doing. So we need to figure out where we are spawning in these these logs, so that we can actually, here it is, so that we can go and attach a script to that log, and then using that script, whenever we pick it up, so whenever we interact with the log, we can go and perform some action. So here is where we pick, well, first of all, we pick a random number of logs that we're going to spawn in, and then we get the location to spawn there, which is just the location of the tree itself. And then we go through each ball, depending on how many logs we're going to spawn in, we're just going to go through a for loop and then spawn the amount of the random logs. Okay, so that's fine. Now, where is our log? So we have a game object here of logs. So let's go and see. This is on the tree script. So let's go to our tree. Where's our tree? Let's go to the one that we are working with. So that's these guys over here. So if we click on this tree here, we should see, okay, so here we have different logs. Okay, so they're just random logs. So those are prefabs. So let's go to our prefabs folder and we should be able to access them. So these are all of our logs. So on each of these prefabs, we need to add in a script to it, and that is going to be our log script. We might change the name of the script later, but for now, let's just go and add a log script onto it. So let that compile, and then we'll open that up, and then we can add a, I think, is it an on-click or a collision? Let's go and open it up and see. So let's go and edit that script. And then I'm just going to bring Google down, because I can't remember if it's let's see how. What are we going to search? Unity, how to detect a click. How to detect an object. How are we going to do this? So where's our script? On our script here, we have a start method and an update. We don't really need any of those at the moment. So what we want to do is when we go and click on this object, we're going to have to use Raycast, I believe. So let's see, Unity, best way to click objects. So let me just look this up quick and then I will show you how to do it, assuming I know how to do it. Okay, so we're going to need to, actually, what am I doing? We're doing it in our, when we cut down the tree, we can just go look at that. So let's go and look at tree. Okay, so tree, no, what do we do? Where do we do it? We do it in, where's our script? Cut tree, probably this one. So here we use, so we're going to use the exact same method because we want it to be at the middle of the camera point, because that is where our aim point is. So wherever this aim point is, you need to aim that at the log in this case to be able to pick it up. So let's see, we do want to use all of this. So let's just copy and paste this. We can change it up in our log script. So, and that I believe is in our update method. Okay, so we're going to need our update. Okay, and then we'll paste that in here. So if we click down on our mouse button and we are in range. So actually, let's go and get rid of this for now because we don't really need that for now. We will later do it because we don't want to be able to pick up a log when we're on the other side of the island. That's just a bit stupid. But let's go and do that. So we need a camera. We need the main camera. So let's go and get that main camera. We'll have to get that somehow. So we'll need our start method. So eventually we will need our start and update method. So main camera is equal to get component camera. We can do this, I believe, because we only have one camera in the scene. So that's going to be our camera that it's going to look for. Okay, so when we've got the middle of the screen or the middle of the width and the middle of the height, we go and perform something. Okay, so that's in there. Now let's just bring our bracket down. Okay, so that should get rid of our errors. Okay, so now in our cut tree, instead of going and getting the tree and then changing the health of it, we want to detect what we are hitting. So let's go to our log here and we can go and say print hit dot game. What is it going to be? It's going to be hit dot. Why can't we do that? Let's have a look here and see. Hit dot. There we go. Maybe it's collider. Hit dot collider dot game object dot name. Okay, so now we're gonna go and see what we are. What am I doing? What we are hitting. So let's go and say print hit. Let's print that out and see if we are actually hitting any of our objects. So let's go test it out. So now we have that on our, okay, so let's go and add this onto all of our logs, just so that we can make it work for all of them, because we don't really know which one is going to be instantiated into the scene. So rather than hoping for the best, let's just go and add it onto all of them. So let's give this a test. So where's our trees? Here they are. So let's go and break one down, and then we can see break down. Okay, so now if I click on this, you can see, okay, there is no camera attached to, okay, so we need to go and figure out why is that not working. Get component camera, because our logs are not in the scene quite yet, we can't just drag it in. So we are going to have to do get component dot. Oh, let's go and say that's why it is. That's what we have to do. It's not get component, it's find object or something like that. Find object of type camera. That's what we have to do. Okay, so let's save that, and now that should work. Hopefully. Let's test it out. Attempt 2. So we break down our tree, wait for them to fall. Now when we go and click on one of them, you should see you hit nothing. Okay, so there we hit our log clone, and then let's try and hit this one. Okay, so it did work. You can see we hit this one. Let's try and hit this one because it's not rolling that far. Okay, you can see over here, you can see that this 8 here means that we actually clicked on it 8 times, so it's working. The only thing we need to go and do now is to destroy the log. So let's go and do that quick. So instead of printing the name out, we need to go and destroy hit collider.game object. And then after that, well, let's go and test that out and see if that works. After that, what we want to do is we want to destroy it out of the scene, but we want to keep it in an inventory, and the inventory is what we should be working on next. So let's break that. Now, if we break that, or not break it, let's go and pick that one up. Also, we need to stop them from moving, otherwise it's going to be a mission to pick them up. So let's try this one. Okay, so that's not working, but the other one did work. I don't know why this one's not working. Okay, so that one worked. You can see it's disappeared. I don't know why those are working. It's probably something to do with it not picking up the object with the raycast, but we'll figure that out in the next episode. And in the rest of this episode, let's go and give some kind of indication that we do have a log kind of in our temporary inventory for now. So in our global method, let's go and keep a not a score, but like a count of logs. So let's go and say public static log count. I will set that equal to 0 for now, because when we start the game, it's going to be, we're not going to have any logs unless, I mean, you're continuing. So this is going to be an int, so that should be fine. But we haven't got to saving the process of the game yet, so we'll keep that for another day. So in our, where is it? Here, when we go and destroy it, before we destroy it, let's just go and say global dot log count, and then we'll add 1 to that. And then we need to go to our, where is it, our scene, and add in some indication of that. So back to our canvas, we need to add, for now let's just add a text, UI text, and then in here this is going to be our log count. I can't spell correctly, log count. Let's go and shift this to some kind of corner. Okay, we're like a, there it is. So let's switch to 2D mode, and then we can shift this up somewhere. Let's put it in the top left corner just for now, and then we can just increase the size of it. Log count, why can't I edit any of it? Let's bring that down, there it is. Okay, so this needs to be log, let's just say logs, and then with a 0 like that. We'll increase the size to about 50 just so that we can see it. Can we see it? Yeah, that's fine. And then actually let's just make it a little bit bigger, about 75. It's not important. And then let's increase the box size. Center it like that, and then that should be fine. So now let's go and assign this. So okay, so now we need to go and add some kind of script that now reads when this updates and when it changes. So on our canvas, we can go and add a script that will handle all of this. So let's just check in our assets to see if we have a scripts folder here that does all of that. So no, we don't. So let's go to our canvas again. Let's add a, what are we going to call this? So we need to call this our UI manager. So that's going to handle all of our UI as it suggests. So things like our text updates, probably some of our buttons and stuff like that, our sliders maybe if we add some of those in later. So let's go and edit the script, and then we don't need that, I don't think. So let's go and add, what we do need is we need a, I can't remember, I haven't done this in so long. What do we need? We need a, what is it? It's a, I think we need to import UI. So let's go dot UI like that. Then we also need our text mesh pro. So let's go and say using text mesh pro like that. Okay, so now let's go and do this. So in our, we are going to need our, actually, what am I doing? We're going to need our update method. So in here, we are going to have to say private, or let's go say serialized field. Private, this is going to be a text mesh pro, and then that's going to be our log count text. We could say label, but let's just do that. And then what we also need is our button. So let's go and say also a serialized field, private, what is it? I think it's button. There, button. No, it's not a button. What am I saying? That's it, I think. We only need that. Okay, so that's fine. What am I doing? Okay, so in our update method here, we can go and say log count text dot text is going to be equal to, and then here we want $, and then open quotation marks, and then that putting this $sign here just allows us to actually add variables inside of our quotation marks if we use our curly brackets. So here we can go and say logs, and then we can go and say global.log count, like that, and that's it, I think. So let's go save that, and then let's go and test that out. So let's go to our game, and we need to drag that in there. So on our canvas here, we have our log count, so let's drag that into there. And I don't know if this is going to work because I don't think we've done everything, but let's go and destroy some logs. So we have to destroy a tree before we do that. So here's our logs. Now let's go and destroy this one, if we can get to it. Okay, so we can't destroy that one. Can we destroy this one? Let's destroy this massive one. Surely you can destroy that one. Okay, so you can see that it kind of worked, but we only destroyed one log. But here you can see it says we currently destroyed 5 logs, which is incorrect. So we need to fix that, but we will do that in tomorrow's episode. So that is going to be it for today's episode. So thanks again for watching. If you made this far, we are back, or at least I'm back now from today onwards, hopefully very frequently every weekday. So if you like these videos, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.